then switching shoulders to just...
Yeah. Shield's gone.
Come on. We got this. Yes, boys.
Let's fucking go. GG's, guys. Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Holy.
Oh my gosh, man.
What up, YouTube? How are we feeling today? Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing fantastic. Back with another Division 2 video. Back with another TU16 build. And this is my legendary tank build. This is the tank build that I used live on stream when we beat Manning National Zoo on Legendary. Man, that was a run. It was a blast. GG's to everybody at the Division game working on this, because this was a real challenge. This is going to be the tank that you want to use. I would recommend using one main tank. Next to that, our team used 2 crit skill builds and 1 pure DPS as a heartbreaker build. This combination helps out a ton, and then of course at the end, I will not spoil anything for you, but at the end you might want to switch to 1 DPS, 1 healer and probably 2 tank builds as well. Or 1 main tank build and then 2 DPS and 1 healer. But overall, throughout the whole mission, I ran this tank build, this legendary tank build. And as you can see in the background, you can just face tank everybody. You can just get the aggro from everybody to make sure that your teammates are okay, they are safe, they can put their skills down, they can proc their heartbreaker and take out every enemy around it. This is a must-have build, and I will show you a few clips and I show you a few tips and tricks with the build, of course, as well. So I won't show you a full gameplay of the legendary because it might have took a few hours to beat. But guys, enough intro, enough of the gameplay clips. I will show you the build and still show you some clips. So I'll do it a little bit different than you use for me. But let's dive right into the build. And like always guys, let's start with my specialization. We are using a technician specialization. Why? Because we're getting an EMP grenade. This comes in clutch with all the robotics that the White Tusk in the legendary missions throw at you. Next to that, we have an extra skill tier. This definitely helps out with your revive hive. I got 3 charges on my revive hive, so I can pick up every single of my teammates. And this helps out a ton, especially if they get taken out. Then next to that, of course, that extra 12% damage to drones, skill proxies and robotics. We all know that huge spam of drones that the White Tusk throw at you. Then next to that, of course, those wallies and those annoying dogs as well. This helps out a ton. Then next to that, don't forget to stack in the guns that you're using. We are using a shotgun, so make sure to stack into your shotgun damage. This helps out a ton, giving you an extra 15% weapon damage. But let's jump over to the build. And starting with my guns, I'm using the mop. Why I'm using the mop? Because this gives me a 10% armor on kill, and I rolled preservation on there. Killing an enemy repairs 10% armor over 5 seconds. Headshot kills improve the repair by additional 10. This is just an extra survivability. I don't really know if we need it. You might go for some extra damage output, but I just went for preservation because this is a full aggro tank build. So I'm not stacking into damage at all. I'm just the one that needs to survive and make sure that the aggro goes away from my teammates. Next to that, we're using the Sweet Dreams. Why Sweet Dreams, you say? Of course, this is a very nice exotic shotgun. Again, we're using shotguns. That's why I chose for the Sweet Dreams. But that's not only why I chose for the Sweet Dreams. This has shotgun damage, damage to armor, and damage to target out of cover. But the biggest thing with the Sweet Dreams is the talent. Sandman. Melee attacks instantly kill non-elite enemies. Because there are a lot of non-elite enemies within the legendary missions, and this helps out a ton. It only has a cooldown of 15 seconds, so every 15 seconds you can charge in, find that red or purple healer, find that red or purple drone controller, and take him out with just one swing. This comes in clutch, and I would recommend everybody running with the Sweet Dreams. If you are a main tank, this helps out a ton. Then next to that, I use my TDI card. Why the TDI card? Because this, again, gives me an extra skill tier. But Prime, you are running around with full blues, so why do you need that extra skill tier? Because again, this gives me up to those 3 charges. I have 3 teammates, so I can pick up every single one at least if I have my TDI card equipped. So make sure if you pick somebody up or if you throw your revive hive down, make sure that you are handling your TDI card. This helps out a lot. And this is the overview of the build, guys. As you can see, full blue cores, as much armor as possible. Yes, I know I could go for some weapon damage, for example, to do a little bit more damage output, but I didn't choose for it. Just like I said, I am just the aggro man. I am the one that just barged in and make sure that the biggies, make sure that the drone controllers and all the other annoying enemies aggro me, so my teammates have a lot more time to put their skills down and make sure that they take out every single enemy. Let's start with my mask. I chose for my Gilligard mask. Why the Gilligard mask? Because this is the chill out mask. 5% total armor. This raises it up to that almost 1.9 million in total. I rolled the armor core on there, armor regeneration, and 2 protection from elites, maxed out 13%. Then jumping over to my knee pads, I chose to go for the Emperor's Guards. Why? Again, some extra armor regeneration. That extra 20% skill duration helps out a little bit, especially for my shield. We're running around with a big shield. Make sure that you're always protected. And that's why we're running around with the TDI card, shooting fast, making sure that if we take somebody out, we get that extra 10% armor in. Or if you do a headshot, you get extra 20% armor over 5 seconds. I chose this, of course, for that 1% armor regeneration and that armor regeneration optimized on there. And I rolled the skill tier away for some armor. And then next to that, I choose for 2 improvised gears. And this is the only piece that I do not have maxed out on my armor. So you can hit a clean 1.9 million armor if you boost up the armor all the way. Again, I went for armor regeneration and next to that, hazard protection. Why hazard protection? Because if I'm face tanking those biggies, you know that annoying backpack gives you that bleed damage. So that hazard protection comes in clutch. You can also go for explosive resistance. I went for hazard protection because the drones don't do that much damage to me. You still get staggered. It doesn't really matter if you run around with explosive resistance, you will always get staggered. So I chose for hazard protection. I thought that would be the better way to go. But again, it's all up to you. So then why the improvised gear? Because again, we could get an extra mod on there. And of course, that will be protection from elites. I did exactly the same for my holster. Armor, armor regeneration, hazard protection, and then a protection from elites mods on there. Then jumping over to my chest, we are using the 0F's chest. This is the named Badger Tough chest. Why Badger Tough? Giving us an extra 10% shotgun damage. Next to that, full armor, armor regeneration, hazard protection, and again, that 13% protection from elites. And 100% of your armor when it breaks with the perfectly unbreakable. Again, this comes in clutch, especially if you're running in without that shield, trying to hunt down all the enemies that are purple or are reds to take them out with one swing with our Sweet Dreams. And if our shield breaks, this helps out a ton. It happened a few times that they broke my armor. It happened a few times that they took me down. So the perfectly unbreakable is a must-have in my opinion. Again, you can go for some extra damage output, for example with Intimidate. But like I said in the beginning, I am the main aggro tank. I will jump in, I will get all the aggro away, and that's why I chose for the most survivability possible. Talking about survivability, going over to my backpack, and I'm using the Bellstone Armory. Why Bellstone Armory? Again, 1% extra armory generation, full up on armor, armory generation, hazard protection, and again, of course, the 12% protection from elites. And I chose for Adrenaline Rush. Why Adrenaline Rush? Because this gives you that extra bonus armor that comes in clutch all the time. Whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So we can get up to that 60% bonus armor for 5 seconds. So that gives us around that 1 million, 1.1 million extra bonus armor, man. Especially if you're face tanking somebody with your shield and you're getting shot in the back. This extra bonus armor helps out a ton. But yeah guys, this is mainly my overview of my legendary tank build. As you saw in a few clips that I just showed you and a little bit of gameplay in the beginning, we beat Manning National Zoo on legendary and I was using this build. We beat Tidal Basin as well, but we went for a little bit different strategy and I think this tank build can come in clutch with Tidal Basin as well. Not only Manning Zoo, but I played with this build with Manning Zoo. So yeah guys, let's get over to my skills. Like I said, I'm using the big shield. It has a cooldown of 18.2 seconds, 13.4 million health, an active regeneration of almost 180k, holstered regeneration of 185k, and I have it on a tier 6. So this gives me an extra 120% active generation, 400% shield health, and 40% holstered regeneration. And then over to the mods, I'm using 5% shield health, 5% active regeneration, those are both maxed out, and X-Run for 5% damage bonus. I would love to see something different there, but for some reason I destroyed those mods, so this is the one that I ended up using. And then over to my Revive Hive. Of course, like I explained, I have 3 charges, because if you look at my character, I'm holding the TDI card. This gives us the opportunity to get to that skill tier number 2, and that's why this gives us 3 charges and ups our revive armor as well to 55%. 2 charges, 20% extra revive armor, 10% extra range, 10% extra drone speed, and 140% extra health. And I chose to go for 10% reviver armor repair and the 2 mods that come with the technician specialization, 10% range and 10% duration. But let's jump over to my stats and let me show you what we're working with. We do not have to look at the offensive stats. Let's get over to the defensive. We almost have that 1.9 million armor. If I optimize my gloves all the way, we have a clean 1.92 million armor, and this helps out a lot, especially boosting up that armor regeneration as well. We have 186k armor on kill, just clean armor on kill, and then of course our preservation from our shotgun and the TDI card can still kick in, so we can get another extra 10% or even another extra 20%. So if we get that extra 20%, that gives us an extra 360k armor on kill with that 186, so that will be around that 540k armor on kill every time you take somebody out with your TDI card or with your shotgun whenever your big shield is broken. Next to that, we have that armor regeneration of 66.8k. This can be a little bit higher because, again, we can boost our gloves up with a little bit of armor. And then 75% protection from elites, guys. Yes, 80% is the cap, so I'm only 5% away from the cap. And this comes in clutch. This helps out a lot, especially against all those elites running around, all those elite biggies, all those elite dogs. I would definitely go for that protection from elites. And next to that, that 50% hazard protection. And again, just like I explained, for that biggie that tries to take you out with his backpack. But yeah, guys, this was my build. Let me switch over to my main setup again. This is such a great build, guys. I will definitely recommend you using a main tank and going for something like this. You can of course choose to go for Intimidate to get some extra damage output. You could even go for the Catharsis Mask to get some extra damage output as well. Whenever you get hit, of course your weapon damage goes up, and when you are on the max stacks, it will release a purge, healing you and getting all the status effects away. And I went for hazard protection, and you can go for explosive resistance like that as well. But I just went for this setup, and man, it works. It is a lot of fun. So let me know in the comments down below, guys, what you think about this build. What would you change around this build? And I think the greatest addition to the build is the Sweet Dreams. It is so nice. It is so nice to just swing your Sweet Dreams and take out those red and purple annoying enemies. Especially if they are healers, drone controllers. Oh man, this is so good. But again, hit me up in the comments down below what you think about this. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button. Hit that subscribers button. And of course that notification bell. PurePrime out.